Hey guys, Brad Scott here with bradscottfitness.com, and today I'm here with my good friend Kay Bradford. We're longtime ski buddies, met up in Lake Tahoe and known her for years. So I saw one of the Facebook posts that she did a few days ago and thought it was very inspirational. She went through some tough times, and yeah, pretty much just kind of introduce yourself, Kay, and I want to know like some of the things that you've been through, because I had no idea. Like with me, you've always been such a like happy person and always just kind of a big inspiration on everyone around you. So even the strongest people go through tough times. So just kind of talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I've always been really athletic, loved ski. It's just a huge passion of mine.
Yeah.
And I always felt, I never understood eating disorders. I know in high school they talked about them, and it just didn't make any sense to me. I just thought, why don't people eat? And
Yeah.
I don't know, I just kind of had some humor around it. And then when I was in college, I started swimming and totally loved it. I felt really alive. And all of a sudden I started losing weight. And I felt great. I felt really healthy. I thought I looked great. And then it got worse. All of a sudden I started worrying about gaining weight. And then I started worrying about what should I eat. And it just kind of started consuming me. And I wasn't happy with it, even though I had so much of my life of things I really loved that were a part of it.
Yeah.
It was really hard for me to stop thinking about my weight, stop thinking about the way I looked, stop thinking about food.
Because I know with like...
It took a long time. I tried to get help about 3 months in, and that didn't work. And it actually took about 2 years until I finally just crashed and asked for help.
Yeah.
I think what you were saying is just having, I don't know, I always feel like I'm a strong person, and that has always made it very hard for me to actually ask for help.
Yeah. I know, like with me, I'm kind of stubborn sometimes, and I've never had any type of problems with that, but I know that, I mean, in the fitness industry, especially bodybuilders and stuff, like everyone else that isn't in the bodybuilding industry, they're looking at these guys that are like 300 pounds and just like monsters, and they look like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like why do you need to get bigger, or like what drives you to do that, you know? And it's almost like every time they look in the mirror, they see something different than what anyone else would see, you know? Could you explain like a little bit about what an eating disorder actually is?
Yeah, so there are a lot of definitions about what it is, and for me, I think it's a mental disorder.
Yeah.
Basically, it's revolving around having obsessive thoughts about food, weight, body image, and often that manifests in behaviors from controlling food, either overeating or undereating,
Yeah.
binging on food, and engaging in behaviors that are detrimental to your health.
Yeah.
So they can manifest in all different ways. There's anorexia, which is defined as restricting the amount of calories people are taking in to stay thin.
Yeah.
Bulimia, and there's different types of bulimia. There's workout bulimia, where you basically binge and eat a ton of food, and then you run it off or work it off to get rid of all that you've taken in. Or binge and purging, also bulimia. And then there's all different disorders. So like pica, that's one that I had, but I can relate to at least 5 someone who has pica, and that's taking in non-food substances to just feel full. So there's all different types of things that are all in that general realm of eating disorder, and through my experience, it's really just a matter of what the parameters are. So if I was able to work out really hard, it didn't matter. I wouldn't need the purge, right?
Yeah. You feel like you're doing something about it other than your diet, yeah.
Exactly. So there's not really a clear line of this is an eating disorder, and this isn't, especially because in our culture we have so many people that are kind of floating that line.
Yeah.
And I hear that a lot, people will say, oh, I had a huge Thanksgiving, like I better go run 5 miles tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably not an eating disorder, but depending on the person, that could be. So,
Do you think that like media and any type of models have anything to do with it, or do you think it's more of just a personal thing that they see? Because I think right now is probably one of the better times for media as far as looking up to public figures. They're kind of pushing like healthy is the new skinny or like fit and sexy. But like even like 5-10 years ago, it was to where really, really thin girls were the only girls that were able to be models they're like 80 or 90 pounds where you could see their bones and stuff. And that it's just, it wasn't healthy, you know? And so even with like the physique guys and even the bodybuilders, I don't think people realize that it's not a goal that you should be shooting for, because they're only on stage looking like that, and then the next day they're like back to normal again. They're carb depleting, they're on diet pills, they're not drinking any water just to make their skin look paper thin so their muscles show. So I think that's an important thing to like just think of in your head when you're trying to obtain a goal, is just to be realistic and know that a lot of the models are photoshopped, and a lot of the physique guys are basically dying up on stage. They don't have any water in them, no carbohydrates, no fats, just a little bit of protein, and it's like a 10-day cycle they go through just to get ready for that one day. So it's not an ongoing lifestyle diet, you know?
Yeah, I think I agree with a lot of what you're saying. I think for me, I wouldn't say that there was a direct correlation of, oh, I want to look like a model, and the media did this to me, but we live in a culture where the images we see of women are severely pre-touched and reworked, and that does, I think, play into an idea of what you can achieve from looking a certain way. And for me, that's very tied into my vision of success, which was really closely tied to my body in a way that didn't make any sense. So I felt like I couldn't fall in love, or I couldn't have a good career, or I couldn't be a success in my life unless I looked a certain way. And it was really hard for me to imagine being healthy, like actually healthy, not just looking skinny and fit, and being able to attain what I wanted. So I do think that we have a lot of things that play into it, but I think one of the main things is we shouldn't be putting such an emphasis on the way a certain body looks. So with healthy being the new skinny, well, healthy for all different people looks really different.
Yeah, everyone's built differently, and I think people should just work on embracing their strong points and things that they feel that are sexy about themselves or look good, because for some people, especially if you look at someone who's, say they're like 5'2" and they're a guy, obviously they can't change that, so they just need to basically accept what they have and then try and feel good about whatever they have. And I think to a certain point you do need to worry about diet and everything to be healthy, but you shouldn't really worry about so much of what other people think of you. And I actually just did a video about basically new guys that come to the gym, and they're always so worried about like lifting heavy weights and looking tough and stuff. And I was basically just talking about pretty much you should be the only person that you're doing these workouts for and doing the dieting for, because it really doesn't matter too much what other people think about you in the gym, because you're there for yourself. You're there to basically just improve on yourself and make yourself feel better. And going to the gym and doing these kind of active lifestyle changes makes you feel better as well. It releases endorphins, and it makes you feel physically better and mentally better when you're actually working out. But to a point, you gotta know that it's not the only thing that you should focus on. You know, should just be like one little part of your everyday routine that makes you an overall happy person.
Yeah, and I don't believe in dieting. Especially I'm like very high risk if I were to diet. But I think if you're doing what you love and listening to your body, you're going to naturally do that. You know.
And I think one thing too is like a lot of people refer to, say, the paleo diet as a diet, but it's not actually really a diet at all. It's just food choices that you're making, you know. And I think a lot of people think that the only way to lose weight is just restrict your calorie intake, and really all you need to do is just pick foods that are healthy and not processed foods, and just you got to eat the calories in order to lose weight, but you just got to eat the right types of food. And it's tough, you know, because there's so many.
Food you can eat,
Yeah.
the easier it is to hear those signals.
Yeah.
But it takes a while to train the body to do that.
Yeah.
And we eat in a way often where we're not listening to our hunger signals. And it's hard though. I don't think the ultimate goal should ever be to lose weight. I think it should just be to find balance.
Yeah.
And with that, it opens up that possibility that you might be a different weight naturally
Yeah.
than what you would be controlling your weight. You might be actually under or over.
Yeah.
But that means that you need to be able to listen to your body to do that.
Yeah, definitely. So, what's the organization that you're with right now, and how are they helping out in the world of eating disorders and helping people realize if they have a problem or not?
Yeah. So they're not an organization that I work for, but I'm 5 years out in recovery, and so I decided that I wanted to find an organization to help support and rally friends and anyone that would be interested to just support me with it.
Yeah.
And it's called the Body Positive. Basically, what it is, it's an organization that works to redefine beauty and to help educate that there are multiple types of beauty, and that we should, respect those and really honor those in our society.
Cool.
So they do all different types of programs, but the main one that I'm hoping my donation will go for is towards a project that they're doing in education.
Yeah.
That basically goes into, they go to middle schools and high schools and colleges to bring up these topics about beauty, spread awareness, and then also raise raise awareness about what it really means to be healthy, and also some about eating disorders as well.
Cool. Yeah, I feel like middle school and high school are probably the toughest times for a lot of kids, because everyone is very judgmental. It's tough. I just remember sometimes my sisters would come home from school and they were like getting chewing gum in their hair on the school bus from mean people. It's like, what is wrong with these kids, But,
Well, and I think to the education I had about eating disorders in high school, again, I didn't relate to it at that time.
Yeah.
Much of what I learned at that time, I actually remember later on once I started getting sick, I was, oh my God, this is a red flag. This is something that you need to watch out for. And it actually helped me in realizing that I had a problem.
Yeah.
So even if somebody isn't struggling at that time, it might help prevent it. And then if they do in the future, they might be more aware of how to handle it and get better.
Awesome. Is there a special website that I can put in the video description for you, or?
Yes. So I can give it to you. I have my donor page, which has information to it and links directly to it. But
Okay.
It's called the Body Positive.
Body
If
Positive.
you want to go to their website, it's bodypositive.org.
Cool. Yeah, I'll put a link in the video description for you guys, so you can go check it out. But I think it's good to have somewhere you can go to if you're feeling like you need help with something, It's like you said, sometimes it's tough to look for people that are going to help you, especially if you're stubborn. I think sometimes too, like you said, the stronger you are, sometimes the more stubborn you are, and it's sometimes people just need help.
It's finding support systems.
Yeah.
So, especially with families, you never know, how that's going to go. It's a very, for some people, very embarrassing thing to talk about. So I actually got my sister on board first.
Yeah.
She was the one who told my whole family.
Yeah.
And then from there, we had a plan of getting doctors and all of that. So even if you're still finding a doctor and you need help, I definitely recommend pushing the doctor.
Yeah.
But find a sibling or a friend that you can reach out to that can be kind of your advocate for help.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm sorry that you had to go through all that stuff. I had no idea, but I'm glad that you overcame it, and it's really good talking to you.
Yeah, you too. Well, thank you for having me on, and any questions, do do let me know.
Yeah, and
today,
you guys that are listening in, just if you have any questions at all, just post them in the comments section below, and we'll do our best to try and answer your questions and point you in the right direction. We'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.